we have so many challenges in this community, but one thing we recognize is these folks in the red jackets, they are working with the most challenging students in the most challenging schools, and clearly one of the most challenging school districts in the country. And when you think about it, they're experts. These guys are at the core of the problem of education within New Orleans, but also within the country. So let's turn this around and say, wait a second, come up with an idea. You know, what is the problem? Identify the problem and come up with a solution, and then come up with a plan to execute it. I run an organization called the Idea Village for entrepreneurs, and these folks are, in my mind, the future entrepreneurs in our community, but also for our country. So the Crazy Idea Challenge, and this is the second year, is very simple, is they've been challenged to go into their schools and find the problem. Think about it, talk about it, come with a solution, and pitch it to you guys, the investors. So you guys are the investors today. Your generous contribution has all been pooled in the investment fund. I hear it's over $3,000, so there's, and counting. So there's a $3,000 investment fund. As I told them, I mean, there's only one winner. This isn't like we get first, second, and third. There's one winner, unfortunately, but everyone wins, right? But the way we're going to set this up is each team has 7 minutes to make their presentation on the dime. At 7 minutes, you're shut down, so it has to be under 7 minutes they plan. 3 minutes of Q&A, so you guys can challenge them. And then at the end of those 3 pitches, we're going to have 15 minutes of dialogue. They're going to leave the room, and we'd love to talk about it. You know.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming out. We are the Intergy team at Sarah T. Reed High School. My name is Michael Hill. This is Tiffany Montano and Tyquay Smith. We're going to start with a show of hands. So raise your hand if you've ever had trouble communicating with your friends or with your family. So take a look around, right? We're all well-educated adults, and we have trouble communicating. Now, what if you couldn't read or if you couldn't write? This is the problem that students in New Orleans face. In fact, at least 75% of students at Sarah T. Reed High School are below their grade level in reading and writing. These students lack communication skills, both oral and written. This leads to course failure and also behavior problems such as anger, depression, and violence. Imagine that you're a 10th grader with the reading and writing skills of a 5th grader. How would you prove yourself in this city? You would get into fights, and you would get into trouble. That's the reality at Sarah T. Reed High School. Even though our school has an anti-violence campaign that's run by the students, we have not made it past 8 days without a fight in our school. 8 days. That is a direct result of the students' inability to write. Part of the campaign has these students write out the reason behind their conflict, and they just can't do this. One girl even stated that, I quote, "Writing isn't going to do anything." These students do not realize how necessary writing is for everyday life and for conflict management. In order for our schools to succeed and to have further success, we need to tackle the root of the problem. We need to address the disconnect that students feel towards writing. If we do this, their course performance will improve, and also violence in our schools will be reduced. Make no mistake though, these students in New Orleans have incredible artistic and intellectual talent. We've seen this. We could prove this to the nation. We just need to bring out their voices.
Our solution is to beta test a writing center at Sarah T. Reed High School. We already have support from the principal to establish the writing center in the library and to integrate the writing center into the school curriculum and schedule. We will collect measurable data through the software TutorTrack, which will track who comes into the writing center, how often, and what for. This will be pioneering data concerning writing centers in low-income schools. While writing centers are most needed in low-income schools, there aren't any. With your support, there will be one.
The Writing Center is slated to improve the overall course performance, overall academic subjects, also the behavior and the attendance of the 452 students currently enrolled at Sarah T. Reed High School. We polled 50 students. Of the 50 students, 29 of the students stated that they would be willing to utilize the Writing Center with little or no knowledge of what a writing center was. And 27 of those same 50 students stated they would be willing to be trained to become peer consultants. One of our students, who we refer to as JP, after the survey, a mere 48 hours, ran into the senior room. She was so enthusiastic about a poem that she had written the night before, and there was honestly a supply and demand. She was like, "Miss Tiffany, you have to read this right now. I want this published." So the students at Reed want it, and the staff are willing to support it. Utilizing local colleges and communities, the students will be given an opportunity to turn read into a feeder program. We will in turn improve professional, personal, and emotional writing that the students have at Reed. We are currently in contact with Professor McKee over at Tulane, and her freshman students are ready and rearing to come over and assist with the installation of the Student Center here at Reed. The Writing Center is projected to cost an estimated $7,000. With your funding, the students at Reed will gain two things that we take for granted: the ability to tell their story and someone to listen to.
Thank you.
Thank you.